Welcome back on Dynamod. Today I want to propose you a video about
the unboxing review about the Legacy Evolution Transformer Breaking Rule collection, as you can see. And this is a box that has two models. The first one is this, that it's Leadfoot, and this it's moved to be a racing car. Instead this it's Masterdominus, that it's a fossilizer and it's a mammoth. I quite like this. It's a box that it's exclusive for Amazon, so you can only buy from Amazon, and it's something that at the end I decided to buy because I thought that it was quite amazing for the fossilizer, but I'm quite glad also to have the other one. Here we can find the parts converted, so we have Leadfoot that moved to this. It's a sort of Mirage as example, but I quite like. And this is Masterdominus that can be separated, and if you see it's really quite similar to what we've seen about Ractonite, but we'll make a comparison later. So it's quite nice. I like quite a lot. Sincerely, I suggest you to keep the box, but if you're not interested about, I suggest eventually to cut these parts so to keep, because they're really quite nice. So now we have to open this and see these models, because I'm really glad to play with them. Here had this insert that could be used as a background, but if you go to see about the instruction, because as you can see this it's a box at the end, you can find something to here is the guarantee, and we can find one side how to convert and so on, and I suggest to take these ones because they could give you the idea about what pieces you can disassemble and so on to transform. Eventually we have here this one that make the combination for that weaponry, but remember that you can personalize as you want. On the other side you can find the part about the weaponry assembled, but remember you that you can personalize as you want. The transformation that could be useful to understand, and here what it is, because this series of break collection give you the pieces about these ones. So this is the basis to create a hammer. It's silly as thing, but if you collect all the ones, you have all the pieces to gain all the parts to create such a hammer. So it's a funny thing. It's a simple thing, but anyway, it's quite nice to have. So really quite good. In here, the basement of the tools to make the hammer. So as you can see, it's quite simple box, but it's quite nice, and maybe you can, as I said, use this as the background for a model without any problem. It's up to you this side. Anyway, it's quite nice. What I like in this box is that these models are all with the pieces of this card and so on to keep, and there are the paper card as we have seen for the other ones Legacy, but we don't have the problem about the box that has a hole, so it's not a problem. So it's quite easy to free them. As you can see here, we should have also the weaponry. We'll go to free these ones. The models are not bad at all. I like quite a lot the details, sincerely, and they are better than what I thought. So we can free them and see what they are really. So we can open this package. So here we have these that are the teeth for the mammoth, and these that are the weaponry for the one of the machine. So we can really take them off. So we can see about this that it's Leadfoot, and here we can see that we have the head that it's rotatable. We have the really quite nice options about the arms and about the legs, so we can really position quite a lot. I don't like such ones, but okay, then it's not so a problem because you can have quite a lot of ways. And if you go to see in robot mode, there are not really a lot of pieces that could be seen. The only ones are really only these ones, so it's a bit of pity because it's only tools, but at the same time it's not so bad at the end. Maybe it should have been good if it would be covered. About the weaponry, we can find that there is this one and this one, and about this we had this part that can be removed and used in other pieces, so it's really quite a good combination. And it's an autobot. Sincerely, I don't know the background about such two models, but I quite like them anyway. Another interesting thing about the weaponry is that we can use, for example, this piece like a sword, positioning like this instead of putting like a fossil, a gun. Or we can, for example, take this, we can make like this, so we can use this, for example, like a sort of little cannon, or we can combine with this piece so that we can have this one like this, and this could be a sort of sniper rifle. It could be interesting. Or we can, for example, combine in such a way to have a sort of you can see wood and so on to beat someone. Okay. And also this one could be used like other things, so it's up to you decide, like a grenade or so on. So you have quite a lot of pieces that you can have fun about having, and it's up to you decide. For example, you could also try to make it like this, so to have a sort of hammer. It's really up to your desire, up to your things to make as you want. Everything works because you have really a lot of different options, and based on your fantasy you can have different ways to apply such weaponry. That it's quite nice. Here I have instead Masterdominus, and here the base and this part are practically the one of Ractonite. It's quite a lot similar to it. Anyway, it's anyway having quite a lot of difference. It's combinable with different options on, and sincerely I quite like. I like these ones. Eventually remember that you can rotate and so on. I put this in temporary mode. So the structure is the one that we've seen about Ractonite for sure. A bit, some pieces more maybe, but really quite nice. So I have only to make the transformation and so on and have fun, because the real fun about having such ones is to make them combined with other ones of the fossilizer or so on. But remember also this one, it's an autobot, and if you think that usually I collect the destructicon ones, sincerely I like quite a lot. The only thing that I could say it's not the best, it's that this it's not the best to keep. It's something that you should adjust a bit, because okay, anyway, it's not a problem because it has to be transformed, but that it's so feeble, it's not really good. And anyway, remember that you can personalize a lot. You can remember that you can take off these parts that are nice, and you have also this mouth that can be opened, so it's a good way to personalize, and I quite like this Mastodon sincerely, because it's a really amazing mammoth. And as I said, it's technically the same for Ractonite, other than these pieces, because if we take off these ones and we use this, we could technically use what is Ractonite, but as you can see, it's not so great, because there is this part that it's not the best. So it's nice anyway, because it has a lot of potential to conversions, really. I want to show you a trick about Masterdominus, and it's this piece that you can use as a sort of tongue or so on, or a piece like this to make a lead. But if you think about positioning and keeping position, you can simply adjust the piece itself so that you can make the head remain in that specific side. So it's a really quite intriguing thing, and quite nice at the end, I think. And here a little trick about how to make this in the case that you have this part that are removed too fast, too easy, and so how to make. And so it's use these ones that it's invisible scotch. So in this way, the person. So in this way, for example, you have this, but I always suggest you to study what is the problem, if it's this one, the problem, or the hole itself. So what you can do, simply you can make that you can cut a bit of these pieces so that it's in the way that it's the high or less of this part as size in this case, and then wrap around this one, or you can put inside. About this, eventually if you are not able to adjust, you can use a bit of scissor, or if you have to put it inside and pay attention, you can use some of these tools so that it's not a problem to manipulate inside. And in such a way you can have such effect that you can see here, so that it's much more way to put that it's stable, and you don't have the problem that it's permanent, or that, as you can see, it's visible because it's transparent, so you don't have such troubles. It's a little trick, but it works perfectly. Moreover, it can be adjusted, and if you make some mistake or so on, you can simply remove it quite easily, because it's not a problem. Moreover, there is another thing that you have to pay attention, and it's that in the case that you have that it removes on, the remaining glue eventually that remain on the piece could be anyway have a sort of grip, so that it makes less problematic about having such piece falling down by itself, as this it was the problem. So it's okay, something that you should not have problem about, but still it's something that it can be adjusted quite easily. So anyway, it can be really quite nice thing to prepare. So it's really quite a good thing to think about. About Leadfoot, the only problem that I found is when I had to put these pieces together, because really I thought that I was breaking. It's not so great the contact, but the final effect I quite like a lot, sincerely. It's maybe not perfect as model, but a wonderful one. As you see, there are no sensible gaps other than here. Here you can recognize something related about the arms and so on that maybe could have been better, but it's not bad at all. I like that these gears goes inside. This is a fake one part, so it's a great bottom, because only if you see from the bottom you can see part of the robot, but it's done really quite nice. I like the back here because it's full. I really quite like and so on. I like the metallic parts that I think that are done quite nice. The feet are perfect in such position, so it's not bad at all. Here we don't have something like rubber here, but it's okay. If you want to have these things, you could put something on eventually, because anyway you could modify it. The model is not bad at all. Maybe I prefer it in the robot version, but also in the car version it's not bad. The only part that make me not so great, it's as I said, this piece to put together, because it's a bit, as I said, resilient, but not bad at all. So let's compete and go. So about these two models, I think that they are really quite amazing. So I'm quite glad of my buying, and they're really a good add-in. Maybe not to convert too often, and the only thing that I don't like is this, that it's really quite not so great, because it is to take off. But anyway, if you go to combine, it's not a problem anyway, so it's not so great, and you could use the one from Ractonite and so on to replenish eventually them, so it's not a problem. Really quite nice. About Masterdominus, eventually we can see here the pieces to combine and to add the weaponry, and then to go to put on the model. But sincerely, you can have a lot of fun, so don't use only these. Use them as a referral, but not only as okay, I had to do this, it's the only way. So have fun about, because you can have quite a lot of fun. Leadfoot, Masterdominus, combine! And here my combination to create the model. So I made the armor, making the two combined. So it's really something that you can personalize as you want. So don't be made that you must have everything as in the papers and so on. Have fun, because I can really have all different things. As I said, you can see that they are technically the same, because if you go to see, the behavior of the pieces are exactly the same. The tail obviously is this piece added, and the head is different, these ones, but remember that this has these parts that can be removed. Instead here we have these horns. Anyway, remember that there is the video about this, the Ractonite, and really the only thing that it's problematic is these pieces that are not the best, but anyway I can reinforce this part eventually if I really need, so it's not technically a problem. A pity that there is not perfect, but okay. And so as you can see, they are really quite amazing. Same, I can say, model and so on, but with the details that becomes quite different. The main part is about obviously the head, because technically we could change the head without any problem. So here you can see that there is quite a lot of fun about having this one, and really quite intriguing. And also in the robot mode we can see the really quite identical thing about these ones, because they are the same. As you can see, the models are the same other than some little details, but I quite like such ones, so not a problem. Ractonite, Masterdominus, combine! Combine! And when I say to have fun, here it's an example, because it's literally having fun, because sincerely it's something that it's unstable really, because if I move it will crash, but at the same time it's something that I quite like, because it's an example of what you can gain. And this is using all the pieces. It's, I repeat, not so stable, but at the end it's really quite amazing one, and I quite like a lot such thing, because it let you really have your fantasy really galloping and have freedom really, and it's what I like. And I want to end this review with these two pieces, because this it's quite nice, and this it's a combination that I really love, and I'm really suffering thinking about dismantling it. So okay, but nice anyway, really quite nice, so that you have some referral about eventually see about the photos, because I made some photo that make you explain better how I done, but it's nice, really nice. Masterdominus go! Leadfoot, ok! Da Dynamod è tutto, vi invito a iscrivervi al canale, a suonare la campanella per ricevere notifiche per quanto riguarda nuovi video, a commentare qui sotto per quanto riguarda questo video, o se volete suggerirmi per quanto riguarda nuovi video a cui potreste essere interessati. Spero di rivedervi presto, alla prossima!